Okay, hey everyone. I am currently live, and then as people join, I'll try to interact with you guys. So I'm gonna be making white chocolate peppermint Oreo balls, which if you guys watched my Vlogmas last year, then you know that I already did these last year, but you just need some Oreo balls, cream cheese, white chocolate melting chips, and peppermint extract. Oh, silo. I'm gonna join on my iPad in case people have comments, because there's no way I'm gonna be able to see it from this far away. So let me do that really quickly. Oh goodness, that's the wrong one. Okay, let me see. And then I'll try to interact with you guys while I make these desserts. So I'm making Oreo balls first, and then when I have to put those in the freezer to let them chill, then I will make my sausage balls. But let me see if I can figure this out really quick so that I'll be able to talk to you guys, because that would not be good if I can't. Oh goodness, let's see. Okay. Let's see. I think I got it. I don't. Oh, okay. Yes, I got it now. Oh, this is weird to like see me. Hopefully, you guys can hear me okay. I will tell you guys, sometimes the dogs get spooked by like the most random things, so if they just start barking randomly, I'm sorry. Just fair warning that they might do that. Good morning, Ellen. Hi, Linda. Thanks for joining in. Okay, so first thing I do when I make these, I have my Oreos, and I use my little, use my little food processor to just chop them up. These are like the easiest desserts to make, and they're very Christmas themed with the peppermint. I feel like you can make Oreo balls any time of the year, but I'm obsessed with white chocolate peppermint, so this is my go-to thing. I'm gonna make a mess chopping these up. So this morning I was making I was making chicken tortilla soup in the crock pot for dinner tonight before my Christmas party that I'm making these Oreo balls for. And I've never made it before, so I don't know how it's gonna taste. Oh, hi, Steven. But it's been kind of cold here the last 2 days, so I wanted some soup, and I go on call tomorrow, so I wanted food just in case I have to go on call. All right, guys, this might be really loud, so I apologize. Hang on. Oh gosh, come on. Oh, it came unplugged. All right, and then, okay. But anyway, so the recipe, you're supposed to put diced jalapenos in the recipe, and so I did that whenever I go to sit down to do my devotion, and I had washed my hands like after I dealt with all the food, and there was something in my eye, so I went and like wiped my eye, and I guess there was some jalapeno juice still on my finger. I don't know if you guys have ever gotten jalapeno pepper in your eye, but for a minute I thought I was gonna go blind. I was like, what? My eyes were so, oh my gosh, just like, I couldn't see for like a good minute because my eyes were just like watering. I ran straight to the bathroom and was like splashing water in my eye to like, because I was like, I guess this is what you're supposed to do. I don't know. But hopefully the soup turns out okay after I did all that. After I went through all of that, and then, so I like re-washed my hands again, And then I like did something on my mouth, and there must have still been some because my mouth started like burning. I was like, okay, this is just ridiculous. But hopefully that soup turns out okay. But if not, I guess I'll probably have leftover sausage balls from tonight maybe that I can take to eat. Silo is sitting right next to me on the floor, hoping that I drop some goodies for him. Oh, hi Jen, thanks for monitoring the comments again. Alrighty, let's do this again. It'll probably be loud. Okay. Okay, and by the way, I'm just dumping these into my like little stand mixer that I have here. This is just the easiest way I have found to make these quickly, is just doing everything with my mixer. This used to be my grandma's. If you guys have been watching me for a while, you know that when I was furloughed from work, I was living with my dad's mom, who has dementia, and she was like a big like cooker, baker, whatever, and so she had all the good like kitchen utensils. So since I lived with her, I would use this like all the time. And when I moved out, I asked her sons, like, she's obviously not going to be using it anymore, can I have it? I was like, if I can get anything from her, I just want the KitchenAid mixer. So they let me have that because they were like, none of us are ever going to use it. So hi Michael, thanks for joining in. But yeah, so, and I'm obsessed with it. I use it for everything. I'm probably gonna, once I finish these Oreo balls, rinse it out and use it to mix the sausage balls. But yeah. Alrighty, I have one more Oreo, or two more Oreos. Sometimes I'll do the family size package of Oreos. I just did the regular, and that just makes it a little bit more chocolatey, nothing like, I don't know. It's not as, if you're not like the biggest cream cheese fan, then adding those extra Oreos will help a little. Alrighty. Let's do this one more time with the loud. Ooh. Alright. Alrighty, I'm gonna throw this in the sink so I can rinse it later. It's been so nice to finally have our countertops and kitchen sink back, because that was just not fun. I mean, we could still wash dishes in the bathroom counter, in the bathroom like sinks and tubs, but like, yeah, that was rough. Hi, Jessica. Oh yeah, she makes them with the peppermint, Ellen. That's like my favorite. Let me do this. And then I always go with like an extra bag of chocolate too, like just because usually one bag is not enough for all the chocolate balls. But if there's extra, I put them on pretzels and make white chocolate peppermint pretzels. And they are so good. Which I hope I have pretzels. I didn't even look to see if we had any. Hey Richard, with the 24 Days of Christmas guessing game. I don't know if I remember what that is. You might have to remind me. My memory, y'all, is like really bad ever since I had COVID a couple years ago. Like, I just can't remember anything, which I think my memory was also like kind of not that great to begin with in the first place, because like I don't remember stuff about like elementary school and like things I did as a kid. I don't really remember stuff like that. very well. Like, it's weird. Like, sometimes I'll be hit with like a random memory and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. But like, I don't remember, like, I can't remember my teachers' names. Like, I remember maybe one or two from like kindergarten and okay. Or I don't even know if I remember my kindergarten teacher's name. I don't know, but yeah, my memory has been really bad, so you might have to remind me what that game is, because I don't know if I'm remembering the 24 Days of Christmas guessing game. All right, so, oh gosh. I probably should have crushed up so I was gonna have a piece of Oreo in his food bowl. I probably should have crushed up the cream cheese a little bit because it wasn't super soft. So anyways, I just want to let this run and do its thing until it's all mixed together. I might have to pause it since the cream cheese wasn't so soft and then kind of push it back down there. But I don't know, Jen. I don't think I am streaming. I'm connected to my YouTube on my iPad, so I don't know if that's why you can't see something. All right, let me pause this for a second because there's one just like big blob of cream cheese. I don't know if you can see that. So I don't know if that's, oh, there's the mark. I don't know if that's why it's messing up, is because I'm on my YouTube and streaming from my YouTube. I don't know. But it should just be on my normal page. Oh, Jessica, you're gonna be a flight attendant. That's awesome. So I don't even know what the hiring process is like anymore, because I know it changed a little bit for COVID, and I don't know if they've gone back to like the normal when I got hired. Have you like applied or anything yet, or are you just kind of like getting yourself ready for it? I know like when I was first like applying for it, I went on to Indeed and Glassdoor, I think, were the two websites that I used a lot for like any information. It's really helpful for like what kind of interview questions and like kind of how to answer them. If I can give you a piece of advice, if you do interview questions, if there's any way for you to incorporate like safety into your answer, do it, because they're like obsessed. And like training, when we train to be a flight attendant, like those 6 weeks, it's all like about safety. Like nothing is about the service. So new hires, it's really funny. Like when I was a new hire, I was freaking out. Like not if there was an emergency on the plane, I was like, I'm ready for that. But if they're like the service stuff is what freaked me out. Like I'm still freaked out about service on international flights because I just don't work them enough. And I'm like, I just am not comfortable because it was like a very brief, like, this is what you do. And like some of our long haul flights have really intense like meal services. And like some of our planes have an espresso machine. Like I don't know how to do any of that stuff. I don't remember which plane it is. I don't know if it's the 777 or we might have even gotten rid of those planes. I'm not actually sure. But yeah, if you need any like help, and there's also like tons of YouTube videos of people like telling you guys what to wear and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so there's still like a big blob of cream cheese, so I might just go through and like kind of mix this with my hands. But yeah, why do I think people like tights so much? I'm not, I mean, I think there's like fetishes of all kinds. I think the uniform typically looks a little bit better with the tights on, but they're not required anymore. So I do think it's funny that people like put so much emphasis on the tights, because that's really not like a part of the job at all. Like it doesn't enhance the job at all. Like it doesn't, I don't know. So, but yeah, I've thought about it, just not doing the tights, but I do think it looks a little bit better. I always have like bruises and stuff on my legs because I'm just like a klutz. Okay, I think this is probably like mixed enough. Okay, let me get a pan and then some parchment paper to put these on so I can put them in the freezer. Or I can do wax paper, I guess. So I used to watch, oh yes, that's true, Jen. They do keep your legs warm in the winter. Oh gosh, I have lots of chocolate on you. So that is nice in the winter to have that little extra protection. But to answer your question, Ellen, so I used to watch Stella, but I don't think she does YouTube anymore, or I haven't seen videos. I follow Kat Nesbitt, and so some of her like Amazon hauls with like travel products and stuff, I have gotten ideas from her for stuff like that. But it is kind of funny because I'll occasionally see like a random video pop up that I'll watch for a few minutes. But it is funny like watching flight attendants, because I'm like, this is my life, so it's not, I don't know, as like some of them are very interesting, and I like to see what people do on layovers to get like layover ideas and things like that. But since I already like know so much about the lifestyle, I don't watch a ton of like YouTube videos about other flight attendants, but every now and then I'll watch, and to try to get ideas for like things that I could do in my YouTube. Okay, let me wash my hands and then I'm gonna start rolling these out. Sorry, my sink is kind of out of camera view. Hi, Justin, welcome. Okay, someone asked, oh, Richard, you asked how Ozzy's doing. He's doing good, but it's weird, like, over the summer, he went through this phase where he was eating, like, all the time, and then, now he's back to not eating anymore, so I don't know. I've been debating on whether or not I want to go through, get him like have you guys heard of the Farmer's Dog like food subscription for dogs? I've been thinking about doing that for him, because I'm assuming he would eat that better since it's actual real food, but I don't know. I mean, it's not that he never eats, but he just like grazes. And like sometimes he'll go days without eating, and I'm like, are you okay? But he's always been like that. Like since he was a puppy, he's always been weird about eating. Like when I first got him, he ate his puppy food for like really good for a few weeks, and then all of a sudden he like wasn't eating anymore. So I would change his food, and I did that a ton of times until I finally found a food that he seemed to eat more regularly. But he's always kind of been a grazer. Like he's never been one dog to eat at every meal. So I don't know, I've been debating on doing that, the Farmer's Dog. It'll probably be a little bit more expensive to keep up with than the dry dog food, but if he's eating more consistently, then I might as well try that, because it's just weird that he was eating like really good a couple months ago, and then now he's just like not eating hardly at all, so I don't know. And I did ask the vet when I took him about him eating like a ton, because I'm like, he's never done this, and she's like, it might be, I don't remember which organ it was it liver? I don't know if it was liver. That doesn't seem right. I don't know. She was like, it might be, I don't remember, some organ, and she was like, but there's no other signs, because she was like, has he been like less active? Has he been like, I don't know, been drinking a lot of water? I don't know. She asked me all these questions and all the answers was no. So was no. That was not grammatically correct. Were no. So she was like, I'm not concerned about it, so I don't think you should be concerned about it. But she was like, if you ever want to take the test to see if that's the reason, we have it and you can. So yeah. Oh yes, in training they probably would make you wear tights, Jess. I did forget about that. So typically, to be honest, I don't even know what brand my tights are that are the like black and the sheer. I have no idea because I don't ever buy those, and I think I just like probably randomly bought them in training because when we graduated training, we had to wear sheer tights. Everybody had to wear them, like the girls, for our graduation. So I know I bought some there. And then the black tights, I don't even honestly know where they came from. So someone asked me the other day what brand my tights were, and I was like, I have no idea. The nude tights are the only ones that I know what brand they are. Just the Target brand. I think it's like Brand New Day. And I like them because they have different like skin tones. So like over the summer, my legs will change color based on like how much I'm in the sun. So I do like that I can match them to my skin tone during the summer, which is really nice. So that's the only brand I can say. And they actually have held up like pretty decently for the most part. And I think they're like $8. I do kind of want to try, I'm blanking on the brand name, and I'm sure one of you guys probably knows what I'm thinking of. But they're supposed to hold up like really, really nice, but I'm also like, I don't really want to spend $50 on a pair of tights. So yeah, there's that. Oh, hi, NC. Oh yeah, the house is, I can already smell the chicken tortilla soup. If you guys are just joining, I have chicken tortilla soup in the crock pot for dinner tonight, which I've never made it before, but I can smell it already, so let's see. How was the trip? Which trip are you referring to, Justin? I really haven't been working that much lately. November, I only worked, I think I ended up working like 4 trips, and December, I've only been called for that 4-leg turn so far, but I do think I go on call tomorrow, and I'm sure they'll call me since I've only been called the one time. So I think I'm at like 9 hours of flying for this month, which I guess while I'm on here, I'll explain reserve pay because I have been getting questions about that. So when I'm sitting at the house on call, because I know I just did a video about that, and like just kind of hanging out at the house, it doesn't, if we don't get used, it doesn't take away any pay from us or anything like that. We're also not like on the clock getting paid during that time, but when you're on reserve, you're getting paid 75 hours worth of flying, whether you fly it or not, which in the summer when I was on reserve, I flew over 75 because they were just calling me all the time. So I ended up getting paid whatever amount you fly is what they'll pay you. So like if you end up working 85 hours, they'll pay you 85. If you end up working 76, they'll pay you 76. But if you fly under the 75, which is what happened to me last month I think I worked 45 hours or something like that, they'll pay you the 75 hours even though you didn't fly it. So that's kind of the basics. Now, when you have days off, you can pick up trips on your days off to get extra hours, and that will go over your guarantee of 75 hours. So to explain that, if last month I'd only flown 45 hours when I was on my reserve days, but I had picked up like a 10-hour 2-day, like on my off days, then I would get paid 85 hours, even though I only worked 45. So a lot of people who sit a lot on reserve, that's what they'll do. They pick up on their days off so that it will go on top of their guarantee, so that they can kind of take advantage of getting paid for flying way over they like actually flew. Which if I knew for sure that reserve would be like that for me, I would probably just do reserve all the time and then sit at home when I'm on call, and then pick up on days off and get, you know, a lot of extra money. But I don't know if it's just weird because it's holiday months and they put a ton of people on reserve, if that's why we've been sitting, or if it's gonna be like that forever since they've been hiring a lot more since COVID. I don't really know. But yeah, hopefully that kind of explains, because I have been getting questions since I did that flight tent lingo video, like things that I don't think about. So if you guys ever have questions, like, please don't hesitate to ask, because I mentioned this before, but since this is like my life, I don't really like think about the extra stuff because it just comes naturally to me. So if you ever have any questions that like you want me to explain, don't hesitate to ask, because I will explain them if I can like find a good way, or if I know the answer. Then I definitely will explain. This is very messy, by the way, like all the excess chocolate on my hands. Okay, let's see. I'm glad some of you guys were able to join. I was worried about the timing, like with like people who work not at home, like not being able to join. But I'm glad some of you guys were able to make it. Let's see. Okay, I think I have most of this out. So this will be my last little ball. And then I'm going to wash my hands really quickly. Oh no. Oh, I think I just realized the 24-day like guessing thing. Was that you, Richard, that was asking me about that? Are you talking about the advent calendar where I had to like crack the code to get the chocolate? Because if you are, I am doing that again this year, but since I was only doing 12 days of Vlogmas, I decided to just compile them all into one video. So on the 24th, that's going to be the Vlogmas, is me doing all of those advent days. I also got the dogs an advent calendar. I didn't show theirs every day, but they'll be snuck in there. And then I also got an advent puzzle that every day you get a new piece of the puzzle. And okay, this will be fun trying to make room for these. But anyways, every day you get a new puzzle, and then at the end it's like a whole complete puzzle. So if you were talking about that for the 24-day guessing thing, then yes, I am doing one. And you guys will see all of those at the end of, or right before Christmas. That will be my Christmas. Okay, so I put these in the freezer for, I don't know, usually like 30 minutes. But while those are in there, oh gosh, this is not gonna close. I don't wanna, I might have to put it on a bottom one. Okay, let's rearrange this. I don't even understand how we have like so much stuff in our freezer. And like a lot of this stuff I don't even think we eat, so like who knows how long it's even been in here. Okay, let's see here. Maybe I can take this out, but what is it? It's 400. Let me write on this the baking instructions. Okay. Let's see. Okay, it is $4.25. And then like 5 cents back. Okay. So that means get rid of this box. Yes, I am a Gamecock fan. Hi, Jordan. So I do like to watch like a lot of sports. College, I mostly will just watch football, basketball, baseball. So I've been keeping up with our women's and men's basketball teams, which last year our men's basketball team, we had a new coach, and they only won 11 games last year, so that was kind of sad to watch. But this year we've already won 8, so we're already over halfway to our thing. We're not expected to be like really good or anything, but at least the games are more exciting. Like, we have a chance in a lot of our games, and last year we just didn't. Even though the crazy thing is, last year we had like one of the top basketball recruits, and he just didn't perform like everyone thought he was going to, and he had a really bad attitude problem, so that made it even more just kind of like, really, dude? But guys, this is ridiculous. I don't understand my fridge situation right now. Oh, okay, let's see. There's okay, let's try this. Oh no, don't stick together. But yeah, and then our women's team, we weren't sure how they were gonna be, but they're actually doing really good, so y'all, this is not good. Okay, let's see if this will close. Okay, perfect. But yeah, so I kind of keep up with those college sports, and then I don't really watch professional sports. Like, I'll watch the NFL. I had an NFL fantasy team this year. So I would watch my NFL players that were on my team playing. And I'll watch like former Gamecocks that play in the NFL. And when I was based in Philly, I kind of became an Eagles fan, because I feel like when you live in Philly, they like force you to be an Eagles fan. So I kind of became an Eagles fan. So I do like the Eagles, and I do like Jason Kelsey. Isn't that his name, Travis? Because Travis is the Chiefs, which he's fine too, but the Eagles guy. I listen to their podcast, so him and his wife crack me up. Let's see. Oh, hi Kyle. I am making white chocolate peppermint Oreo balls, and I just put them in the freezer to chill, because they do need to harden a little bit before I can put the white chocolate on them. So I'm gonna make sausage balls while those chill. So I mostly fly on the 321s, or I guess I should say the narrow body Airbuses. So that's the 319s, 320s, and 321s. The majority of the time we're on the 321s, but every now and then we'll have a trip that's on the 319s and the 320s, which the 319s and the 320s are super easy to work, because they're just so small. So like everything just seems to flow better on those. And then the other is the 737s, which working on them, I prefer the 321s. I think just because out of Charlotte, that's the one that we fly the most, so I'm just more comfortable on it. A lot of people don't like that one, like especially if they're the lead flight attendant, because there's 20 first class seats instead of 16, and you might be like 4 people, whatever, but it really does make a difference, especially when you're serving meals. It really does make a difference to serve 20 over 16. But yeah, so I think I'm more comfortable on the Airbus, and typically the landings on the Airbus are way smoother than the 737. Like if I'm the 2 or the 4, because those positions on the 737 sit in the back of the airplane, I like get so nervous during landing, because like sometimes they smack real hard, and I'm like always kind of like lifted up a little bit in case they do smack, so I don't like break my butt bone or something, even though that's really dramatic and probably did not happen, but that's just what goes through my mind. Okay, let me rinse out this mixer because I'll turn the camera a little bit so you guys can see me while I do this. Let's see. Oh, by the way, so this is our new countertops. If you remember, these used to be like a marble brown-ish color. And then, isn't it funny how like once something changes, you can't remember what it was before? This, what did that used to be? I don't think it was painted, but maybe it was just painted green. I don't remember, but when we first got the new countertops, I wasn't a fan, if I'm being honest, because they, I just felt like it wasn't broken up. Like, I don't know, I guess because when we had the brown, it was like, it kind of broke up the white countertops. But once they put it in the white backsplash, it like all came together, and I do think it looks a lot better. It definitely has made the room a lot more bright, which we also got new floor too. We used to have like a darker stained floor, and we got some lighter ones, so that also has brightened up stuff. We also took out the carpet in our living room, and that is wood now, but we still have our rugs. But now that we have new floors, my mom wants to get new rugs because she doesn't think the rugs go with floors, and I don't know. It's like I'm ready to own my own house, but also like I feel like I've heard so many people say like once you have your own house, like you always are trying to fix it. Like it's never right. So I think I could hold off on doing all that for a little bit longer, but I am saving up. Maybe in the next like year or two, I'll have my own house, and you guys will be able to see that whole journey. Hopefully you guys can hear me over this water. I used to have, since my major in college was broadcast journalism, so at one point I had all the like, I had like all the equipment for my iPhone, because like when I was in college, they were just starting to switch over to where like news, like reporters and stuff were starting to film actual like news packages on their iPhones. And so I had bought all this like equipment for my iPhone, like a tripod, a lav mic, which is just like a mic that you wear on you, and it's got like the little covering on it to help with sound stuff. And like I had bought like all this stuff to go with my phone, and now I don't know where it is, because I'm like, it'd be good if I could wear the little mic, even though I don't think mine was portable. I think you had to connect it in, so that wouldn't have really worked with me walking around. But then you guys would at least be able to hear me good. Hopefully you guys hear me okay. Okay, so I'm just gonna need this for our sausage balls. Let me try this out, and then I'll change out the other thing. Did I? Oh, an advent calendar with candles. Like, do you mean like every day you got a new scented candle? Or I don't know if I've ever seen one of those. That would be cool. I love advent calendars, I think, because it kind of like makes me feel like a kid again. Like every day you get a little goodie, and so I love that. Okay, so there's that. Let me clean this out, and then we'll make our sausage balls. Let's see. Oh, it's so funny, Justin, that you say that, because people will always ask me like if I heard about some airline news, and I feel like I'm always just not informed. I don't pay attention to that stuff like at all, which I probably should. Like I pay attention to my airline stuff, and then like I'll hear like things about my airline, like, you know, that kind of thing, but like I don't really pay attention to all the airline news. But no, I did not hear about that. But I think like planes coming close to like hitting other planes on the runway is like a lot more common than I think people realize. Because there are literally so many planes like coming in and out all at the same time, and that is why we tell people to keep their seatbelts on, like even when we're on the ground but just taxiing to and from the gate, because I mean, you never know when someone can give you the wrong information. Like, you know, humans make mistakes all the time, and you know, aircraft collisions do happen on the ground, so that's why we tell people to keep their seatbelts on, just in case something crazy like that happens. And I don't think they happen often, but I do think there are a lot of near misses, at least like that I've heard about. So just always be thinking of that when you're on the ground. I know a lot of people, like, as soon as we touch down, like to take their like seatbelts off, and yeah, so that's why we tell you guys to keep them on until we get to the gate, because aircraft collisions do happen on the ground. Oh gosh. Okay, let's turn this back over here, and we'll start working on our sausage balls. Yeah, Kyle, we do. So our 319s, like to a lot of our like smaller airports, we'll take the 319s and the 320s, especially in the off season. In the off season, we do a lot of the smaller Airbus planes to go, because we just don't have as many people flying. So we have a lot of the baby bus trips in the off season. But if you're going to like a smaller airport, but it's on a mainline flight, it probably will be a 319 or a 320. So Kyle, we actually don't close the boarding door anymore. We used to. When I first got hired, the flight attendant, the lead flight attendant, was the one that closed the door. We never open the door. We are not allowed to open the door, which I remember I mentioned that in a vlog one time, and I just put like, we're not allowed to open the door. And I think I mentioned it because an agent was like having trouble opening it, and I was just like, we can't open the door, we're not allowed to. And sometimes there's cameras in the jet bridge, so I'm not getting in trouble for opening up the door when I'm not supposed to open up the door. But anyways, I had mentioned that in a video one time, and I remember someone had commented and was like, grow up, open the door. And I was like, okay. Like, I think they thought I was lying that we weren't allowed to open the door, but like, we have never been able to open up an aircraft door, but we used to be the ones to close it. So I think it was March of this year or April, they switched it to that now the agents open and close the door. So we don't close the door anymore. But back when we used to, the Airbus door was really easy to close. Like, it's on a swivel, so that one really wasn't that bad to close. You have like a handle to pull it in. The only one that would get you sometimes was the 737 door, because it was just a little bit more awkward to close. And I actually think that one is more difficult to close from the outside. So agents do struggle sometimes with closing the door, which if they're really having a really hard time and just are not getting it down, because they have a little handle on the outside that they're supposed to push, but sometimes it'll get stuck. And so there have been a few times where I'm like just screaming through the little crack in the door, like, just back away, I'll close it. Because what'll happen is if we try to close it and their hand is on the door, their hand will get caught in the little door handle. So there has been like a time or two when the agent was just really not able to get it, and I was like, just move, I can push the rest of it down and the door's closed. And then the pilots have a way to make sure the door is closed in their cockpit, so if that ever happens, we can always just ask them like, hey, is this really closed? Okay, but for the sausage balls, I do the Cheddar Bay biscuit mix, which last year I made these sausage balls with deer meat, and I accidentally bought the wrong box. I bought the rosemary biscuit mix and not the cheddar, but they actually turned out okay. It was just like an interesting flavor. It was not what I was expecting, but it did. I mean, it was a good flavor, but it was it was just very interesting. But yeah, my brother-in-law goes hunting, so he had a ton of deer sausage. So he gave me some to make sausage balls last year, and my grandma is like one of those people who, even if she's never tried it before, she won't try it. She just already knows, like, I'm not gonna like this. This is my grandma on my mom's side. So last year when I made them, I didn't tell her it was deer meat because she wouldn't have eaten them if she knew it was deer meat. So I didn't tell her, and she ate them and loved them. And then I was like, guess what? You ate deer. So, and then she was like, of course, like freaking out about it. But anyways, let me think about this for a second, what I need to do. You know, I have only been to Aldi like 1 time or 2 times, and I always hear like they have really good produce, but I just never think to go there when I actually need to do this. So this one I actually do need the recipe because I only make sausage balls like for this Christmas party every year. Okay, so I have my biscuit mix, I have my sausage, I have my cheese, and I have my cream cheese. So I'm gonna put the cream cheese in first, which is probably what I should have done with the Oreo balls, and I just forgot to do that. For those of you guys who are just joining, because I do see that we got a few more, I have already started my white chocolate Oreo balls. The Oreo balls are in the freezer right now. I am now moving on to my sausage balls. These are all for a Christmas party that I have tonight with one of my Bible study classes. So last year, if you watched my channel, if you've been watching my channel for a while, you might remember that last year my Christmas party with this group actually got switched at the last minute to a different date, and I ended up getting called into work and had to miss it, and I was really bummed because I was going to be able to, I had the original date off, and then when they switched it, it was on a day that I was on call, and last December I worked a lot more than I have been this December, so I missed it, which tomorrow I'm supposed to have a Christmas party with my other Bible study group, and I was looking forward to it, but I'll be on call, and I have a feeling since I've only been called once that I'll be one of the first people to get called, and I'm assuming that they'll probably call me tomorrow. But I have been shocked a lot this month by not getting called, so maybe I won't get called, we'll see. But I'm not gonna get my hopes up, because that'll just lead to disappointment if I do get called. But it does make me feel better because one of the guys I saw yesterday, he said he wasn't going to be able to make it, and then my sister said she might not be able to make it now because she forgot she has to coach a cheer basketball game. So that makes me feel a little bit better that I'm not going to be the only one missing out on all the fun. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's what I've heard about Aldi, that it's like really good price. Like, you can get all your stuff you need for like a really good price. I never think about it. So I go shopping most of my stuff at Lowe's Foods. I'm like obsessed with that grocery store, but it is really expensive. But everything I get there is just always so like fresh. And then if I ever get something that's a little off, I'm like, this is not normal. Like, you can guarantee that your stuff is gonna be like good for the most part. But I will say, like, they don't have, like, some stuff they just don't have, like baking stuff, like stuff that you would be able to find anywhere else. Like, sometimes they don't have it, which is interesting because it is a normal grocery store. But like, I've noticed, like, what have I tried to get there before? Like, I don't even know because I'm blanking on it. But yeah, sometimes they have what I need, and then other times they just don't. But a lot of times it'll be like baking stuff, like things for like baking, for like sweets, not y'all, I don't know, I'm like having a brain fart right now, I'm sorry. Okay, does anybody else get like freaked out by the sausage in the package? I don't know. I'm not freaked out, but I'm just like, this is kind of disgusting. Which now I cook chicken a lot, but like when I first started cooking chicken, I would always be so disgusted by raw chicken, and like now I'm used to it, so it doesn't bother me anymore. But like I used to like gag a lot when I would cook raw chicken because I'm like, this just looks not good. Oh, I need to set my oven. Is it 400 or 4? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let's see. How many people are in my family? Ooh. So also hi William. So in my immediate family, I have 2 sisters and a brother. So there's 6 of us. And then my extended family, which I am really close with, which growing up I did not realize that a lot of people are not close with their families. Like I just assumed that because mine was close, like, you know, when you're growing up, like the things you know, you just assume everybody else is that way. So I just assumed that my airline, or my, y'all, I'm like trying to read comments to keep up, and then I'm also like, I need to just focus on one thing at a time. My family is all super close. Like growing up, my dad's side of the family, we used to see them every Sunday because we would go to his mom's house for Sunday lunch, and it would be like everybody. So we would have like giant like Sunday meal. It was almost like Thanksgiving, literally every Sunday. Like we would have a main entree and then like tons of sides, and that was like a weekly thing. So we saw them every week. My mom's side of the family, we saw like pretty constant. Like we do, if you've been watching my channel for a while, like you probably already know this, but like we do birthday parties every month for everybody in the family. So I see everyone on that side pretty much once a month. Usually more because we all live so close together. So I'm like super close to all my family, and like the holidays, like I think I remember someone saying they like didn't want to go to their like family Christmas stuff because it's just like always chaos and always like someone's always in a fight or whatever, and I've never like had to really deal with that. So I consider myself very lucky. But yeah, we have a ton of people on both sides of our family. I'm not really sure the exact number. My dad's side is probably a little bit bigger because we have a few blended families on that side, where both sides had kids to add to the mix. But I don't know, there's probably like at least 20 on both sides. Like I have 20 on my mom's side and then 20 on my dad's side, I would say. It's like a good guesstimate. But yeah, so I'm very lucky that my family is all really close and that I know my like cousins and my grandparents and aunts and uncles and all that. Let's see. Sausage rolls. Justin, you've never heard of sausage rolls? I'm sure you have. I feel like this is just like, when you think of a finger food, like, I feel like sausage balls are just like those and pigs in a blanket, which I was debating on doing pigs in a blanket, but during football season, I'll do those a good bit. So I'm like, all right, let me kind of go ahead and pre-mix this a little so that it doesn't, the mix doesn't fly everywhere. By the way, I don't know if I told you guys the ingredients for the sausage balls. I know I told you the Cheddar Bay biscuit mix, but then you do a package of cream cheese, a pound of sausage, and then 1 1/4 cup of cheddar cheese. For these, okay, let's see. And then again, we're just gonna let the mixer kind of do its thing until everything is kind of incorporated good. I probably need to get like a dough mixer for this, which I think Okay, let me kind of push this down a little and then let it mix a little bit more. Which usually at the end I'll kind of mix it a little bit more with my hands to kind of make sure everything is good and mixed. Okay, let's see. Okay. So we'll let this mix for a little bit longer and then try to kind of mix it together. I think if I had a dough one, it would be a little bit, even though it is getting mixed pretty good. Yeah, when I think of the holidays, I think of sausage balls too, Kyle, because, so my dad's side, like, we go to her house on Christmas Day, and we used to, she used to, like, cook everything. Obviously now she can't, because for those of you guys who don't know, she has, dementia, so she doesn't cook anymore, and she's really not verbal anymore. It's, like, really sad to go see her, because she just doesn't do anything anymore. She just sits there and is silent. She can't talk, she can't do anything, so it is really sad to go visit her. But she's also been like there were so many close calls that we thought, like, oh, this is gonna be when she, like, passes away, and she's, like, overcome all of this. Like, she got COVID at the beginning of this year, and we were like, oh my gosh, this is gonna, like, take her out, and she, like, beat it fine, like, and because so we got hospice for her last year, and usually hospice comes in for, like, the last, like, 6 months of someone's life, but she's had them for way longer than that. And so when she got COVID, they were like, since, you know, hospice is already called in, they can't take her to the hospital, like, that's just against their policy, I guess. So they were like, if it gets to be bad enough where she has to go to the hospital, like, we can't do that. We're just gonna have to let her die, basically, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, that was kind of what they told us. And then she got through that fine, and then, like, a couple months after that, she started bleeding, like, internally bleeding. And so we were like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be, like, what gets her. And then she beat that. So there's been so many times where we were like working ourselves up for, like, these are gonna be our last days with her, and then it wasn't. But it is really sad to still go see her. I just hope that she's not, like, in pain. It's hard to tell if she is or not. But yeah, but anyways, didn't mean to go on to that sad tangent. But she would always make sausage balls, and then, like, little cocktail weenies and pigs in a blanket, and that was our, like, Christmas dinner, because we go to her house for Christmas, like, in the afternoon for Christmas. And so yeah, that was always her, like, little Christmas dinner. And then she had a bunch of desserts. She would also get, like, a tray from, like, a chicken nugget tray from Chick-fil-A or Zaxby's, she get chicken fingers. I don't know, she got some chicken from somewhere. But yeah, sorry, didn't mean to get all somber on you guys. But yeah, so, and then this year we're still going to her house for Christmas, but she is gonna be basically in her room, like, in the bed, I think, the whole time we're there, because now that she can't really communicate, it's starting to get overwhelming for her when there's a lot of people at her house. And I just told you that we have a large family. So do you think these are big enough? Maybe I'll make them a little bit bigger. So that would just be really overwhelming for her if we were all kind of over there being loud and excited for Christmas. So it's gonna be weird. We didn't see her at Thanksgiving. She didn't come because we do that at my dad's brother's house, and she wasn't able to make it, so that was a little weird not having her there. But again, I don't know if this is, like, the Lord's way of just preparing us for when she actually is gone. Like, we'll already kind of have a feeling, like, of not having her around. I don't know. But anyways, let's see. Let me get back to these comments. I can focus now that I'm just rolling these. I won't get just super distracted. I don't know. How would you describe a sausage ball taste? I don't know. I mean, that's a good question. They're very good. But I don't know how to describe them, like the taste of them. I don't know. If someone else can help me out, then feel free, because I don't really know how you would explain a sausage ball taste. Okay, let's see. When we do, so when we make the lead flight attendant is usually the one that will make the announcements on a plane. Sometimes though it's not, like sometimes like people in the back will make it, because the lead flight attendant is honestly doing a lot during boarding. They are, so during boarding, the lead flight attendant is trying to do pre-departures for the first class passengers, and then they're supposed to be making the announcements, and they also have to, we just got a new app that we're supposed to be coordinating with the gate agents about like what's going on the plane, so that if there's any issues, it's supposed to kind of help take care of those issues before the agent comes down to bring the final paperwork. So it's a way for us to communicate with them, because the agents aren't always down near the plane for us to be able to get in touch with them, like if there's a seat dupe or if the bins are getting too full for bags, like that kind of stuff. So the one is like expected to coordinate, like be with that, but usually the 3 that's up there with the 1 kind of responds to all the agents like questions and comments and stuff, because it's just easier. But the 1 is doing a lot. So like I have worked the position 1 enough to have a system, so usually when I'm the one, I'll make the announcements, but I'm also like, if anybody in the back wants to make an announcement, then they can, you know, feel free to make whatever announcements they want, because sometimes I can't see what's going on in the back. So like if people keep opening up bins, or if they're running out of space and someone from the back wants to make an announcement like, hey, we're running out of bin space back here, if you have a bag that you need to put in the bin, just find it in the first available space. So our PAs, like if we ever have to read the safety PA, that does need to be read word for word. We have on our tablets, we can read that. But the boarding announcements and like announcements made through the flight are usually just ad-libbed, and they're basically what is being said on like in the tablet. But if you've worked enough, you like memorize those PAs because you just hear them all the time. A lot of our flights now though have the automated PAs, so really the only PAs we're making are like the welcome on board, which that is usually automated too, but for if anyone wants to make like an extra one, or they'll make like a beverage service announcement, hey, we're coming through with the beverage cart, like those are all just ad-libbed PAs. So hopefully that answers your question. The only one that we really have to know like word for word is the safety demonstration, and we don't even have to know it because we can read it. So hi Hugh, welcome. I have not worked on the Dreamliner, but I have flown on it. I've non-revved on it when I went to Switzerland with my dad. Last year we went to Switzerland and came back on the Dreamliner. I think that's like such a beautiful plane. I would love to work on it, but we don't have it out of Charlotte currently. So I will not, until we get it into Charlotte, I'm not going to be able to work on that one unless something crazy happens and one has to divert to Charlotte and then they recruit with a Charlotte crew or something, I don't know. But we don't have the Dreamliners out of Charlotte. So when I was Philly based, we did have them, and that would have been my opportunity to work on them, but then COVID happened and then things got a little crazy, so I didn't get to do that. Oh yeah, Ellen, I would agree. Like, I feel like every family has their little tiffs and moments, but like we always tend to work it out. Nothing too crazy has ever happened where we can't figure out a way to work it out. I know I need to get a dough attachment like on Amazon or something. I'm really bad about saying I need to do stuff and then I just don't ever do it. That's like one of my toxic traits is I'm like, I need to do this and then I just don't do it. Sophia, I don't think I'm going to do another like just specifically type related video. When I did one, where I put on the uniform with the different types like maybe 2 years ago, and I just didn't like the attention that it was drawing to my channel, and I didn't like the comments that I was getting after I did that video, and so I think I'm just gonna steer clear from doing that. I know that there's probably some people who are just genuinely curious, but I also don't want to bring in the people that have other motives. Let's see. Oh my goodness, Justin, I'm so sorry. Oh, that's so tough, especially on the holiday seasons. I'm so sorry that you are dealing with that right now. I'll be praying for you and your family, because I know that is super tough to deal with, but at least you know that she is no longer in pain. She's in heaven, and that's probably way better than the world we're living in right now. But I am so sorry that you're going through that. That's so rough. Oh, hi, Randy. Litchfield Park, Arizona. That's fun. Oh, it's the dog. Something got him spooked. Ozzy, stop. Hey, what's the matter? These are gonna make a lot of sausage balls. I was not expecting this many, but I still have like a whole half a thing. Oh, Robert, you made it. I'm glad. What's the, I can't do math right now. What's the time in Australia at the moment? Is it super early in the morning, right? I think when I visited, we would be calling, or is it in the evening? Which one is it? No, it would be really early in the morning. Okay, that's right, 5:50 a.m. I was gonna say it would be really early in the morning, and I would call my parents and they would be like eating dinner or something. I think there was like a birthday party one night when I was in Australia, and so I called and everybody was at the house and they were like eating like dinner and doing desserts. Hi, Adam Ritter. I'm sad I didn't get to see you much this football season. But I also didn't do very good this football season about bouncing around on when I was tailgating. Okay, let me go ahead and put this pan into the oven. I'm making sausage balls, Adam Ritter, for my Christmas party tonight. Okay, let's see. So I'm supposed to make these for 15 to 20 minutes. Most of these are kind of smaller, so I'm just gonna do 15 to start and see how that works out. And then I'll just go ahead and roll these. tinfoil. So I use tinfoil anytime I put stuff in the oven so that you don't have to clean the pans because then nothing got on them. So they just got a little warm and that's it. Which I know that they make some of the like reusable things so that you don't have to use wax paper, and I had some, but I don't know what happened to them, and I just haven't bought any new ones. So there's that. Uh-oh. Let me see if I can oh, someone from my party just asked if I was making pigs in a blanket or sausage balls. Let me message her back. Okay. Now I don't know what I did. Okay, go away. Oh no. Okay, there we go. I did hear about the tornadoes in Tennessee. That's crazy. I don't know, do you guys feel like, I don't know if it's just like I'm getting older and I'm like paying attention to stuff more, but I feel like just like every week there's some crazy like disaster that is going on, like either in the world or like people I know are like dealing with all this loss, and I don't know, it's just crazy, and I don't know if it's because I'm getting older and like actually know, or if it's just like the world we're living in is just getting worse and bad things are just happening more often. I'm not really sure. Okay. Once I finish this, hopefully my Oreo balls will be cool enough for me to go ahead and dip them, because I still need to, our party's at 6 and we're supposed to bring a like $20, $20 like white elephant gift. It's supposed to be like a decent gift. So does anyone else just like hate giving gift cards like as gifts? I try not to. But every time I've gone to like TJ Maxx or a store trying to find something, because like I feel like the coffee cups and like that kind of thing is overdue with like, I just feel like it's overdone like at Christmas. I feel like every year I'm going home with a coffee mug, so I don't want to do that. But every time I've tried to find something like interesting for my Christmas party, I haven't been able to find something. So I'm going to go out today, and if I just can't find anything, then I'll do a gift card. But I just don't like doing that. I'd rather someone open up like a gift, like even for my siblings. Like this year my sister and her husband were both asking just for money for Christmas, and I was like, yeah, absolutely not. I'm not giving you guys money. I'm like, you guys are gonna get an actual gift. I just think they're more fun, and I don't like receiving those things. I would rather someone like give me a gift and let me see like what they think I would enjoy. I don't know, I just feel like that might just be me, and I might just be weird. But because I know some people do just love getting gift cards so they can buy their own stuff, and like I'm not saying if I get a gift card I'm like ugh, but I would rather have like an actual gift that like someone thought of me when they bought the gift, if that makes sense. Because that's how I feel when I like buy gifts for people. I'm like, this made me think of you. So I don't know, I might just be weird in my thought process on that. Thank you, Robert. They did do a really good job. I was saying earlier, you weren't on here, but before we got the backsplash in, I wasn't really a fan of the white countertops because I just felt like it was too white and there wasn't really anything breaking it up. But now that they added the white and it's like white all the way up, I feel like it looks a little bit better. And I actually do like it. But it did look just a little off before they added the backsplash. But the backsplash looks really good. The guy did a really good job on it. And supposedly the titles are from Spain, is what he was telling us. So there's that. Okay. Oh, hi, Gigi. Oh, we have another Australia friend. I need to go back. I want to go back to Australia because I feel like it's so big. When I went, like, we mostly just did Sydney, and I loved it. It was beautiful. But I do need to go back because there's so many more things that I want to see. We just didn't have enough time. Like, I feel like if you go for only a week, you need to pick like a different city every time. And right now I'm still like usually the most amount of time I can get off at like period is a week. Sometimes like a week and a half if I get lucky. But yeah, I need to go back to Australia because I just got a glimpse and I loved it and I want to see more. Silo, what are you doing? Silo, what are you doing? Are you getting into something you're not supposed to? Why don't you stay over here? Okay? Yeah. Okay. Let's see. I know. I will say, like, I think gift cards are easier and you know, like, the person is going to love it. So I don't think there's anything against giving gift cards. And because Debbie said that she loves receiving gift cards. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's just a weird thing for me. Like, I don't know. Like, and I'm not saying like I'm grateful if I get one. I'm not saying that I'm like mad about it if I get one, but yeah, I know you can use gift cards, and I know people like to get them, and I know it's easy to get when you can't think of anything else. But I usually try to give people like random ideas too. Like, if you get me anything along the lines of this, then I will be very happy. Okay, I think I have most of my stuff. I'm just gonna add this little glob to this little one. All right, I'm gonna spread these out a little bit more. So Ellen, to be honest, I actually do love coffee cups. And I'm never mad when I get another coffee cup, but since I'm still living with my parents, like when I moved in, I had been living on my own for a while because I moved back in with my parents when I got this job and I got hired as a flight attendant because at the time I was living in Columbia, South Carolina with a friend of mine, and I didn't want, he was about to get married, so I didn't want to, I wasn't going to be living with him and his wife, and I didn't want to pay rent for somewhere in Columbia when I knew there was no base in Columbia. The closest base would have been Charlotte, which when I first got hired, I would not have commuted like I do now, just because I was like so worried about everything. When I first got hired, like they really inflicted fear on us that like we would get fired if we were late and like it's not even that they said that, it was just like they like got it into our heads so much that I was like so worried about being late and so worried about missing a trip and so worried about all this stuff when I first got hired. And so I didn't want to pay for 2 rents because if you guys have been keeping up with flight attendant news, you know we don't make that much money when we first start, and so a lot of airlines have been these last couple weeks have been doing contract negotiations with their companies because the pay rate is still the same as it was when I got hired in 2019. And since 2019, inflation has made the cost of living go way up, and a lot of these new hires can't afford to do like anything. They're living paycheck to paycheck. And some of them even have like other jobs on top of flying, which is crazy because you can't even really work another job when you're flying because especially when you're brand new, like they work you so much that it takes up so much of your time. I don't even know how people can have multiple jobs. with this job. Like I substitute teach on my days off. That's like a little side job thing that I have. But like when I was a new hire, there would have been no way that I could have done that. So I don't even know how those people are making it. Where was I going with this? What was I talking about? I lost my I don't know, y'all. What was I just trying to say? I don't know. If someone can remind me. This is the bad thing about a rambler. We just start rambling about things and then get off on tangents and can't remember where we were going in the first place, which is what is happening to me right now. So I don't know where I was going with that. I'm sorry. Oh, I know where I was. I was talking about coffee cups and somehow we got into new hire pay. But yeah, so anyways, when I moved back in with my parents so that I wouldn't have to pay double rent, I was just paying for my crash pad. And I was just, thank you. Is it Fred Weeda? Thank you for helping me. But yes, so I moved in with my parents so I wouldn't have to pay for my rent and a crash pad. So I moved all my stuff that I had bought from there. So we have like all my stuff. My sister had her own place. She just moved back in like at the beginning of this year or something like that. So all of her stuff. So we have like a million cups, and anytime we bring home any other kind of cup, my dad like freaks out because he's like, we don't have room for these cups. But if I was living by myself, I would probably have tons of room and would love a good Christmas coffee cup. But yeah, that's just not good for our situation right now. Okay. What else? Yeah, Joe, so I like giving gifts. I like prefer it than actually receiving them. I feel like giving gifts is like my love language, and I think it's because I got that from my mom, because she is a gift. She loves to give gifts. Like the last couple of years I have been like overdoing gifts because I just like have no control. I literally have no control. Like I'll see something and I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is perfect for this person. And I like throughout the year I'll just like, if I see something that like makes me think of somebody in my family, I'll like buy it for them. I like love to give gifts. But yeah, I think that's like my love language. Like if I see something and it makes me think of you and I know you'll enjoy it, then I'll buy it and just like randomly be like, hey, I saw this. And my mom is the same exact way. Like there's so many times I've come home from a trip and she's like, I've got something for you. And it's like some random like shirt or whatever. But yeah, I love like, one of my favorite things about Christmas is just like being able to give gifts to people and seeing like how excited they are when they see the gift. And I will say, like, some people are definitely easier to buy for than others, but okay. I don't know why that was so tight. Robert, you said Melbourne is better. That's fine. So wait, what part are you in, Robert? I'm sure you've told me and I don't remember. Or are you just saying that Melbourne is better than Sydney? I do also want to go to New Zealand, which we used to, I think, fly there direct, but I don't think my airline does that anymore. I can't remember. Oh, that was like perfect timing because these only have about 30 seconds left, and then I can put these in as long as they're cooked right. How was my weekend, Justin? My weekend was pretty good. What did I do Friday? I don't remember what I did Friday. I was on call, I know that. And they didn't call me. So I was the second person to be called. Remember, I was like the second person to be called. I was for like all day. I think I did a vlog, or I think I told you guys that in my Vlogmas on my my 4-leg trip. And then Saturday I got called for that 4-leg day trip. And then yesterday, which was Sunday, I went to church in the morning. And then those look done to me. We're gonna say they're done. I'll show you guys what they look like. Look, those look done. They're very nice and golden brown. When they cool off, I'll try one. And I also need to figure out how to take those off to get these on there. Back to my weekend. Yesterday, so I went to church in the morning, and then all the girls on my mom's side of the family, other than my grandma because she was out of town, went to one of the little theaters in Greenville, was doing a production of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So we went to go see that play, and then we ate dinner, and that took up most of my day. I think we got back home around like 8, and then me and my dad put the lights on the Christmas tree, because for some reason every year, like this is literally happens every year, and I don't know how, because every year we go and fix the problem, but we start to put the lights on, and then we plug them in, and then we have 2 different sets of white lights. Like one is a white bright color, and then one is a warm bright color. And last year, I know for sure that last year the same exact thing happened. So my dad goes out and he buys lights to match like one set. And then we do the tree, everything's good. And then this year we do it and the same thing happened. I'm like, I know that you went out and bought new lights last year because the same exact thing happened. So like, what happened to those lights? I don't know. But anyway, so we had to take all the lights off and then kind of match them as best as we could, and we did the lights. But we haven't put any ornaments on it yet because I think my mom, there's like some, let me go grab it, it's right over here. This little like ribbon thing, she puts around the tree too, like kind of like wraps it and does it around the tree. So she had already gone to bed when we finished all the light stuff, and she needs to be present when we do all this because we got to make sure she likes it before we can do anything else. So we're still waiting to put the ornaments on. But we do have our gamecock tree up, if you guys remember from my Vlogmases last year. But our house literally looks like Christmas threw up on it because since all the kitchen repair stuff just finished, we're like just now getting to all of our holiday decorations. So like all the boxes are out, and we've just been like so busy and haven't really had time to be able. Okay, let's see. Let me focus really quickly so I don't drop these. Okay, that's not gonna work. I'm like, this works so much better when I'm making Christmas cookies, because they don't flop all over the place. Let's just do this. Well, that's not working either. Yay me. Here we go. Let me just reorganize these a little bit. We do have another pan, but the thickness is a little bit different, and so things cook differently on that pan, so that's why I'm just using the same one. Okay, there is that. Oh, let me put these in here, and then we will do our chocolate on our Oreo balls, and then we'll be done with all of our snack making. But yes, back to what I was saying. We just haven't really had time to put Christmas stuff up because we have literally been so busy. Like, I feel like every night this week, like, or just every night the past couple days, we've like had something going on, like Christmas parties and Bible studies and I don't know, just all kinds of things have been going on. Okay. So, oh, thank you, Robert. That's very sweet of you to say. It's actually not too difficult. I do all my like vlogs and everything I do is on my phone, so that's why sometimes the quality is a little sketch because I have not made the plunge and bought a vlogging camera to take on my trips and do that kind of stuff. So it really wasn't too difficult. I just put my little tripod up and set up my camera and there you go. Lives are easier because you don't have to go through and like edit stuff. You just do it. Is this the bowl I want to use? Okay, so can I potentially work on the holidays, William? Not this year because I'm off. And even if they called me into a day off, I think I'm off the 22nd through the 26th. So even if they called me into like one of my days off, which I think they can only call me into one because I'll be on call for 5 days straight before that. So they would only be able to call me into one day off. So if anything, they may get me for the 22nd. But I definitely will not be working Christmas Eve or Christmas this year, which is why I did down to reserve for November and December because like I mentioned earlier, my family is just, we're all really close. And so I hate missing out on family things and we all get together for the holidays. So I made sure that I was going to have those days off because online I definitely would not be able to get Thanksgiving on a line I might have been able to get Thanksgiving Day off, but I needed the weekend after Thanksgiving off this year because the Carolina Clemson game was at Carolina and I have season tickets. So I didn't want to miss that. So yes, there's that. Okay, so the only thing different with my Oreo balls, since I'm making them peppermint, is you just add a little bit of peppermint extract in there. I don't measure, I just kind of guess, so. That's probably good. I can always dip my finger in there, and if it needs a little bit more, I'll add a little bit more in it. Okay, so usually this chocolate does pretty good melting in the microwave, but sometimes, like, there have been a few times where it like overheats and then that's not good because then it ruins the chocolate. So if that happens, this video will be ended short and I'll have to go to the store to get more chocolate because I only have these two. Okay. But, alrighty. I'll wait till this is all completely melted before I get my Oreo balls out. Alright, these are kind of cool, so I'll try one. Let me see if I can describe the taste for you, Justin. It's almost like a biscuit with sausage and cheese. Is the best way I can describe it. It's almost like a, I don't know. But they're really good. And I shouldn't have eaten one because now I'm going to want to eat some more. Hi, Roy. I'm glad you can make it. I know this was a weird time to schedule it. I knew a lot of you guys would probably be working. But for those of you who weren't able to make it, I'll be posting it so you guys can let's see. I'll be posting it when we're finished. So that anybody who missed part of it can go back and watch. I don't know how entertaining it's been. I don't know. I always think I'm like kind of a boring person, but then you guys keep tuning in to watch my stuff. So maybe that's just an insecurity I have or something. I don't know. Her. So I did, let me see if it says on half power or, I don't know. We do. Okay, let's see. I feel like I burnt my finger, and I don't know why. I don't even know what I would have burned it on, but it's kind of been hurting me today. Like, I don't know, like, where I would have burnt it. What did I? No, it wouldn't have been on that. Oh, hi, Herman. Welcome. Hi, Tyler. So I don't do a lot of live streams. This is only the second one I've ever done. I think I did one when I hit 2,000 followers, and then this is only the second one I've done. So I don't do lives very often, because I don't even know, like, people that do lives regularly, when do they even do them? I don't even know. Like, I know people on TikTok, like, I'll randomly, like, see people going live on TikTok, which I have a TikTok, but I don't post anything on there. I just have it to, like, watch other people. Okay, it's starting to get a little melty. But yeah, no, live streams aren't something that I've, like, really incorporated into the channel yet. I don't know if it keeps growing. I may every now and again do one just to kind of connect with you guys, see what you guys want to talk about. Because I do sometimes, like, feel like I get into these ruts of, like, I don't even know what to say on these vlogs, because sometimes I feel like I'm being repetitive and I'm like, do y'all want to even hear this? But I don't know. So that's that. Okay, maybe just a few more times warming these bad boys up, and they should be kind of melted. Watch me, like, overdo it when I've been going so slow and doing it on a lower power thing. Jonathan, I don't know if I understand your comment. If not sitting AFK, not printing mixes, and not playing SOD. I don't know if I got any of those references, but hello. I am not one to know references to things, so you might have to explain that one a little bit more to me. Oh, it's starting to get melted. Maybe like 1 or 2 more times, and then we can get these Oreo balls in here. Okay, let's see. You know what, Justin? I haven't even seen the first Aquaman, and I've been meaning to, and I just haven't. I'm not really a big movie person. I'm more of a TV show person, and if you guys have watched my channel for a while, then you know I'm really bad at binge watching TV. Like, just really, really bad at it. I'll watch for like a week. I'll be really good about watching a show, and then all of a sudden, I like won't watch it for like a couple weeks, and then I'm like, I kind of forgot what was going on. I'm really bad at watching TV because I don't know. I feel like when I'm home, I'm doing other things. And then I don't watch TV on my layovers because I'm usually going out and exploring, because I'm like, I might as well go explore while I'm young and can still move around and still am excited by exploring things. Herman, are you being dramatic? You gotta know how to turn the oven on. So a lot of my meals that I cook are like really easy, like dump and bake, like casseroles, or dump and bake, like crock pot stuff. I like to do the easy stuff. Like these Oreo balls are super easy. I think anybody could be able to make them. So this chocolate is pretty much melted, but there's a few lumps, but I don't want to put it back in the microwave because then I'll probably overdo it. And I feel like sausage balls too. I feel like you could make sausage balls. I actually have like, just on Pinterest, I'll find like random recipes and try them. So for those of you just joining, and sorry for those of you guys who have been here since the beginning and have heard me say this already, but I'm making a new recipe in my crock pot. Is chicken tortilla soup. So hopefully that turns out pretty decent. But I'll just find recipes on Pinterest and then try them, and if I like them, cool. There's been a few that I think I might add a little bit more peppermint. Oh, I need to go run upstairs. I have my peppermint dust to put on top of my Oreo balls. But yeah, I'll just get on Pinterest, and like, I eat a lot of chicken. I don't eat a lot of like red meat stuff. Like I will, obviously I did the sausage balls. But I try not to because it doesn't always sit well with my stomach. So I don't do a lot of ground beef stuff. But all right, let me wash my hands. So I'll go on there and look up like easy chicken like recipes, or like whatever, easy crock pot recipes, and that's where I get all my meals, where I do all my meal prep. And I've really grown to like cooking over the years. Like I used to hate it, but I just like it. And like I hardly ever like eat out when I'm home. I usually am like cooking, and like a lot of the meals I know how to make cook for a lot of people, so there's always leftovers that I can take to work, which is really nice. Okay, let's see. Word 20 asked what countries I have been to, and you know what? Hold that thought really quick because I need to go run upstairs before this chocolate starts to get hard and go grab my little peppermint sprinkles. I'll be back in like 2 minutes. Hang on. Okay, I'm back. Got my peppermint dust that I found actually on a layover at Home Goods, I think. Oh, and my oven went off. Look at that. Okay. Let me get these out and then I'll pull the Oreo balls out. Okay. Cut the oven off. Let me do parchment paper. Okay, what countries have I been to? So, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I am geographically challenged, so I'm not even gonna name countries because I might embarrass myself, but I'll tell you like cities that I've been to. So I have been to the first overseas city that I ever went to, like long haul. So the first like international city I ever went to was probably like the Bahamas. I went on a cruise when I was in high school, and then when I was in college. And when I was growing up, we didn't do any like didn't do any kind of long haul like travel stuff. Just because that was not something my parents would have been able to afford. Growing up, they could probably, I mean, now they probably could do that, but yeah, growing up, definitely could not do that with 4 kids. So the Bahamas, I just like choked on my own spit, y'all. Let me drink. Look at my Grinch cup. The Bahamas was probably the first like overseas in whatever country that is a part of, or if it's its own country, I don't even really know. But yeah, that was in high school. Then I went to one of the first long haul places I went to when I got my benefits was Milan. So I've been there. And then, let's see, I've done London and I have done Amsterdam. And then I have done Switzerland, and I have done Australia, and what else have I done? Ozzy. I'm sure the mailman's out there and he's probably like freaking out. I'm blanking. Oh, I've done Curacao. I don't know. What else have I done? I really haven't done a whole lot of international. Now that I can kind of get, now that I get vacation, I've been trying to go every year to a different place. So in March, I actually didn't get a vacation this year. or didn't get vacation time because the way our vacation works is we bid for it in April, or no, we bid for it in March. And so not this year, but the year before, I had my vacation in May. So I was like, oh, I'll just bid for May again. Well, I wasn't able to hold it for some reason. I don't know if it's because I had more days off this year or what, but I couldn't hold my vacation in May. So when I redid it, I did it for March of this coming year because that's when my mom's spring break is from school. And I was like, we can just go somewhere, me, you, my sister, who is also a teacher, and then my dad, because he can just kind of take weeks off whenever he wants. And I was like, we can go somewhere for your spring break. So every year I've been trying to go to a new like city. So this year they're probably going to go with me and do that. But I'm like blanking. I feel like there's probably at least like one or two more that I have been to, and I just can't think of it. Okay, let's see. Let me get back to where we were on the comments. Oh, hi, Eddie. I'm glad you were able to catch the last little bit. The kitchen is like everything is put in, everything is back to normal, but now we have all of our Christmas decorations out, so we've been trying to get all that situated. So our life is not quite back to normal, but at least the kitchen is, and at least I can cook things for my party and everything's good with that. Okay, let me see here. Jonathan, did I miss your description? I think I did. I must have scrolled past it. Let me go see. I don't know. Did you say what you were talking about? Am I just dumb? Am I like not seeing it? Oh, here it is. Oh, away from the keyboard. Season. Oh, yeah, I would have never guessed any of those. That's funny. Yeah, I don't. I'm not good at the slang or like the little random words like that. Those little peppermint dust things are sticky. They're sticking to my fingers. Okay. Yes, Amy, I would agree. I do like the new tights the best with the uniform personally. I just think it looks more natural because our uniform is navy blue. So like, I don't know. I just don't think like black tights really match it that well, but skin color, like if people can find tights to match their skin color, I think it looks really good. But in the winter, I do wear the darker tights because they're thicker and keep my legs a little bit warmer, because sometimes they'll send us to these super cold places, and I feel like my tolerance for the cold has gone up since I've been flying, because I have been sent to lots of places where I had never been anywhere that cold before, and I like to go out on my layovers, so I would just kind of force myself to get over the cold. So I do think my tolerance for the cold has gone up, especially like I noticed like at football games this year. Like, I mean, there were never any super cold football games, but like normally I would have been bundled up in blankets and like heavy coats for like 50-degree weather. And this year I never really used, I think there was one game that I used a blanket for, and all the other ones my one coat was good. So I do think my tolerance has gone up a little bit for cold weather. And I like the idea of cold weather. Like, I like the idea of snow, but I think if I lived somewhere where it snowed regularly and I had to like shovel my driveway, I don't think I would enjoy that at all. Don't think that that would be for me very much. Let's see. Oh, I will not ever judge you, Jonathan, for being a nerd. My dad's a pretty big nerd. I feel like sometimes I'm like nerdy about certain things. I have my advent calendar, the Escape the Advent calendar, and I think that makes me a little bit nerdy, doing my little clues every day, which I mentioned this earlier, but for those of you guys who are joining in a little bit later, last year I did the Escape the Advent calendar, and since I was doing a vlog every day, I posted it in my vlog every day. But since I was only doing 12, I've been videoing them separately, and I'm just going to compile them into one video for the 24th. So that will be your vlog. You'll get to see what the calendar looked like this year. Y'all, my thumb, like right underneath my thumb is on fire, and I have no idea what that's about. Maybe there's like a jalapeno pepper stuck in there or something. Because also, for those of you guys who missed that, when I was making my soup for dinner tonight, I guess I had jalapeno residue on my fingers, and I went to go wipe something from my eye and got jalapeno pepper in my eye, and it was not fun at all. It hurt really bad. No, Megan, I have not seen The Vampire Diaries, but it is on my list of things to watch. But again, I'm just so slow at watching things. Like, I think it took me almost a year to watch Pretty Little Liars, which I feel like is way too long to have taken to watch that show. It also took me about a year to watch Prison Break, which I think is even shorter than Pretty Little Liars. Or maybe it's the peppermint. Maybe the peppermint is making my finger burn. I don't know, y'all. This is a weird sensation. Hi, Michael. Welcome to the vlog. Or to the live stream. All right, we are almost done with these peppermint balls. Or Oreo balls, I guess is really correct. And then I need to see if I have any pretzels to put the leftover chocolate on. Like, look, these are just like sticking to my fingers. Can you see it? It's just like peppermint pieces. Let's see. Silo is watching my like every move right now. It's like, I want you to drop that on the floor for me. Not gonna happen, buddy. Not gonna happen. All right, let's see. I think I have 9 more after this one, which some of them I've already, like the first ones I did are probably already hard enough to put them in the fridge. I think when I use the family size pack for the Oreo balls, it makes a little bit more. But since I just used the regular one, it didn't make as many as I'm used to. So that's also usually why I get 2, because I think you do need 2 bags of white chocolate if you do the family size Oreo balls, because it won't be enough for one. Which, I mean, I think also too, the way I scoop out the balls from the white chocolate, I just use way more chocolate than if I were to get like a toothpick, but every time I do it with a toothpick, they never seem to stay on. They always like fall off. So yeah. So I just have always scooped them out with a spoon, and that's what works for me. I am excited though that this year I get to add my little peppermint dust. I think last year I had some of the peppermint sprinkles left, but I have not been able to find those. I have no idea where we got those. Like we had those for like a while, and I don't know where they came from. Like I've never seen them in a grocery store, so I don't know if it was just like a special thing one year and then they never came back or what. So I was really excited to find the peppermint dust to be able to put on the top of these. I think the chocolate is starting to cool a little bit because these are getting a little bit harder to come off my spoon. Ah! Y'all, my hands are so sticky from these peppermint pieces. Okay, 5 left. Michael and Miguel is doing really good, and she actually just, so 2 Sundays ago, my church had a big, like, baptism thing, because we were doing a sermon on, like, baptism and the importance of baptism, so we have this big, which every month, my church does 1 baptism service a month, but they hadn't done one in, like, 2 months because they were planning on doing this big one. So basically they had scheduled baptisms, and then they did where if you decided like that day that you wanted to profess your faith and get baptized, you could. Because basically the sermon was like, this is why we're called to baptism. Like a lot of people don't think that it's something that they need to do. But this is what the Bible says about that, and this is why like you need to do it, blah, blah, blah. So I think a lot of the impromptu people were people that were already saved but had never like been baptized before. But anyway, so there ended up being 141 baptisms over all of our, I think, 7 campuses. And Miguel got baptized, even though hers was scheduled. It wasn't impromptu, but she got saved probably like a year ago. And she has been begging her parents to get baptized, but since she has Down syndrome, they were just afraid that, like, I don't know, like, just thinking, like, that does she really understand like what she's asking, blah blah blah. So they took her to meet with our pastor, and he felt that she had a good understanding of everything, and so she got baptized. So that was exciting to get to see her do that. It was super cute, her up there getting baptized for that. Okay, we got 2 more. Balls. Let's see. How many? So I think there's like 10 of us at this party, and we're all bringing like some kind of finger food thing. Herman. So I'm making anything I have left over though. I can take. If I don't get called, I can take to my Christmas party tomorrow, or I can just save them. But there should be about 10 people, maybe 11 at this thing tonight. So, and I don't really remember what everybody else is bringing. Like, I think some people are bringing dip and like maybe a fruit tray. I'm not sure. But I do think my chocolate is getting kind of hard. Which I also think that there's, y'all, I don't know what is burning my finger, but like underneath my thumb on my right hand. I didn't even realize I had chocolate all over my hand. But it's like burning. Okay. Oreo balls are done. Let me wash this peppermint off, and then I'm gonna see if I have any pretzels for the leftover chocolate. Let me just move this out of the way. Let's see, do we have some pretzels? I do. But I'm gonna make sure that they're good. Even though I don't see, oh no, that says November 11th. So those will be stale. Let's see. If not, I can just do blobs of the white chocolate and it'll be like a Hershey Kiss. All right, well, we have a ton of the little bags, but they're all expired, so I'm just gonna, cause it's already like getting hard, we'll just do little like blobs, and it can just be white chocolate peppermint blobs, whatever. Cooking YouTube channels. I know, that'll be hilarious if this turned into like a cooking YouTube channel. I could do like a weekly live where I talk to you guys while I cook. Y'all, this chocolate is already hard. I don't even, got hard real quick. I don't even know what. Get off my finger. Because I just feel like you can't waste chocolate. And this is a lot of chocolate to waste. But I mean, I could just do like a giant blob and then cut it into pieces like a Hershey bar. Maybe I should do that. Just like kind of all blob it all together. It's not cute, but that's okay. Ooh. Okay. I think that's good enough because I think all the rest of this is like really hard already. So let me see if I can like flatten it out. I can break it into little tiny pieces later with a little Hershey bar. Okay. Let me go through these last little comments and then that should be all for this live stream. No, these are not super intense. They're easy, Herman. You can do. So usually when I make these, I have someone that's like putting the little crystals on top, so it does make it a little bit easier. But yeah. Herman, the work blouse stuff you're talking about, no, we have, so our girls and our guys have two different work blouses. So the girls have, we call it the cross hatch or hatch stitch or something, I don't know. But it's like the boxes, the blue, dark blue boxes and the white. So we can wear that blouse, and we have just a plain white blouse that we can wear. And then the guys have a plain white blouse, and then they have stripes that they can wear. So those are our only compliant blouses. However, during the holiday season, people will wear Christmas sweaters, which I think is absolutely adorable, but it is not compliant, and And I actually, the other day, was going down to the crew room, and a girl came beside me, and she commented on my snowman, that pin that I wear on my lanyard. If you've watched my channel, you probably have seen it. Which is also not compliant, but no manager has ever said anything to me about it, so I'm gonna leave it on until one of them tries to write me up for it. But it's so cute. It's just a little snowman with a little hat, and it has my airline on the hat. So cute. But anyways, so this girl was like, oh, I love your snowman pin or whatever, and I was like, thank you. And I assumed she was just a flight attendant, like traveling, like non-roving, because I just noticed like the blouse. I wasn't even paying attention. And then she got off the elevator, and it had the skirt. She had on her skirt, like the tights, the scarf, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's so funny. And I'm like, also girl, you are brave, because she was going down into the Charlotte crew room, and out of all of our bases, Charlotte is the most strict about uniform compliance. So I was like, girl, that is brave. But I think it's so cute. And I think like when we're traveling, like working on trips, especially like the week of Christmas, like I think that just cheers people up to see people in their little festive gear for the holidays. Like some people will wear the white blouse and then just put like a sweater vest, like a Christmas sweater vest, and I think it's just the cutest thing ever. But yeah, let me see. I think there was one I'm gonna set, I know, but I don't even know what is going on with my thumb. Like it must, I wonder if like the peppermint was just like bothering it, or like if I have like a cut or something, and like I don't see one though. I don't know why it like feels like almost like, you know, when you burn your skin and then it's just like kind of randomly hurts throughout, like where you got burnt. It kind of feels like that. Yes, I don't think, well, our party's not till 6, so you have 3 hours, Herman. You might catch the end of it, the end of our party, to try a little peppermint ball. But yeah, I think that is it for our, here I'll show you what the peppermint balls look like up close. This one seems pretty dry, but it's just got our little dusted white chocolate and Oreos. And then if anybody missed the sausage ball reveal, here's our yummy little sausage balls. So I am ready food-wise for my party. I still need to go get a gift for our little gift exchange tonight, and then I need to start getting ready. Do you guys want me to go get my dress, my little holiday Christmas dress I'm gonna wear? You want me to show it to you really quickly? I'll need to run upstairs again. I wore it last year, so if you watched my Vlogmas last year, then God, these dogs and their barks. What in the world? That is unnecessary. Let me go. You know what? I can take. Gosh, Silo. Silo. What is it? You guys want to see the dogs before I end this, and then I'll take you upstairs to say hi. Say hi. Hey. What's got you all freaked out, honey? Chill out. Say hi, Sai. Say hi. Okay, let me go upstairs, and I'll show you guys my dress, and then that will be all for this live little adventure. Okay, I think I'm all caught up on the comments, so I'm not gonna take my iPad up there. But if you guys see what I'm talking about, like it's just like boxes everywhere, and oh, I can show you the Gamecock tree on my way up. Here's our little, I could probably flip the camera actually, can't I? Here's our little Gamecock tree with all of our Gamecock ornaments. Love it. I think that's why we lost to Clemson this year, because usually that tree has been up before the game, and we didn't have it up this year. So we lost because our good luck tree wasn't up. Okay, let's see here if I can find this little, I dropped my little, okay, let me flip the camera. Here's my little holiday dress that I'm gonna be wearing this year. And then you guys see all my, oh, something just fell. Hope Ozzy's okay. And then, let's see. If I make it to my Christmas party tomorrow, I'm gonna be wearing this bad boy jumpsuit, but I don't know if I'm gonna make it. But anyways, thanks to, oh my word. He like is barking at Silo because he likes to bark at him when they go down the stairs. By the way, we took the carpet off of our stairs. So, Ozzy, hush. This carpet used to be all the way down, but when we got our new floors, we did the stairs as that. But anyways, for those of you guys who tuned in, thanks for watching, and not sure what the next Vlogmas will be, but we'll see, and I'll probably be posting that in 2 days. So thanks for tuning in, guys. As always, see you in the next one. Bye.